folks. Mic check, mic check. Let me know how the audio sounds. I need to gain it up. Victor, audio checks are on you, brother. Window, my favorite Mexican restaurant, is definitely not Taco Bell. Good to see you, brother. Long time, brother. How you been? Samaya! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you here. All right, great, Victor. Thank you. Victor, I remember I found that tool, that Ulian thing. Thanks to you. That was pretty rad. Let me see. I haven't tried it yet while I'm actually live. Let me see if it works. What's up, LA? Okay. Start here. Whoa. Yeah, this is freaking cool. Oh. Window is in the Yay area now. I'm jealous. I kind of missed the Yay. Victor, do you set your loves to momentary or short term? I normally do short term just to get an average, but I'm curious how a professional guy does it. Okay, Facebook looks like she's jamming. I see Chris is here, so it looks like YouTube is jamming. No idea how much I missed the Yay. First thing in the morning. You know how I am, Victor. I'm not even going to start another track because this little countdown joint ski is over. So let's kick it. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. I think according to my YouTube channel, I did exactly what I did on Tuesday's show, and I screwed up, but it'll work. And actually, I'll show you what I mean by that in a second, because it's the way that you tell Restream where to put your stream, and I think I told Restream to put it to the wrong one, but that's okay. I'm not going to change it now because Chris is here, so at least I know that it's working. I just want to double check. See your channel on YouTube. I'm clicking that, and yeah, so let me just wind this up real quick to see why it decided to be goofy. It looks like it's in the right spot. Let's see. I need to teach YouTube and Facebook that when you check the channel, that it remembers not to just come on with the it remembers to come on without the what you call that thing? Man, I can't even speak English today. This is a good way to start the show. It comes on without the volume on. Even Facebook, like when you try to check your feed on Facebook, like it absolutely loves to come on with the audio on, and that's obnoxious. I really hate that. Okay, so let me just check this real quick. I'm almost there, people. I had all of this stuff ready to go, and then I just decided that it was goofy. So let's see. It should be working. Let's see. Anyway, so today we are going to talk about it and be about it. We're going to talk about basically just answering questions. I collected a couple questions from the community today, as well as, of course, answer any questions live. And one of them is because LA harassed me, because he does that. Lemuel, good to see you, as always, my brother. And the other one, which I promised the lady that I would cover first, uh, and another one that Chris actually pointed somebody to watch my video, so we'll talk about all of that. But I gotta pay the bills here. So first of all, let's just kick that intro. Yeah. Aloha, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Doc Rock Tips. I am that dude, Doc Rock. I just realized that my hair light back there for the man, of course, with no hair, is actually in frame today because I moved it. But that's all right. It's just going to stay there. I'm not going to mess with it at this point. I also forgot to turn on my R2D2 light. Since Victor's costing me money, let me cost Victor money. Buy yourself an Aperture M. This is the dopest little light. It can do everything. So I put it on to give R2D2 some light because let there be light. Paul Kent. Oh my goodness. I am blessed. Okay, so this is super funny. I'm going to get mad sidetracked straight from the gate. You guys know Doc has live stream ADD. But just yesterday, Paul, we were talking about you guys on the British Tech Network live show because we were talking about something about the drums. And we were going down the list and we were naming all of the players. We were like, okay, so we got, Chuck's on the guitar, Victor's playing sax, Paul's playing guitar. Oh, Dave Hamilton's on the drums. So Jeff and I, for whatever reason, mostly because we were drunk and we were standing there, we were trying to remember. All of the band guys. And of course, Breeny on the keys. So that conversation came up yesterday, and exactly like Beetlejuice, you say Paul Kent's name and he shows up. So there's that. Anyway. Welcome to the live stream, folks. This is not my reminisce with my old Mac friends like Victor and Paul Kent. This is help you out with your live streams. Of course, live streaming has taken a major boom, and part of the reason why I start the show and why I think it's important that you subscribe, many people still to this very minute still think that live streaming is about kids playing Fortnite or Call of Duty or just showing other kids how to play their games. Well, it turns out for us adult folks that have mortgages to pay, our games are business, and sometimes just hobby, sometimes it's just fun, sometimes you just want to get out there and talk saxophone with people in the sax community, or a bunch of old Mac guys that can really, really rock out on the stage might decide they want to throw together a, the Mac All-Star Band live stream and, put it on Facebook for fun. Victor, Paul, Chuck, Dave, Breeny. So this is the reason why I do this show. As the situation goes, as we get back into things, as people try to pick their businesses up, I think that this medium that I have literally stuck my toe in and out of the water like a couple million times since way, way back on Ustream and Justin TV, and probably even prior to that, where all we could get was a 640 by 480, and we thought we were killing it. But I never turned it into like this is going to be it. Other than the show I did for AOL back on the unofficial Apple weblog, I had a live stream every week, which again was sort of question and answer show, mostly about Mac tech. That was back in 2013. Actually, I take that back. We started in 2010 and worked up to 2013. And that was fun, but it wasn't like how I'm doing now. So this is twice a week, every Tuesday, Saturday. Tuesday, we normally pick a tool or a technique, and we drive down that so that you can get your game better. And then on Saturdays, basically, we sit here to answer your questions. Hello, Michelle. I need Michelle to do my live intro singing because that lady got chops. She can sing. And I got to send a shout out to my brother Rob. Sexy bald guy with glasses. Team sexy bald guys with glasses. Boom, in the building. All right, let's get to the show. Let's start it up. First of all, if you have any questions at all, very important, questions, comments, feedback, whatever, you can pop it either in the Facebook group or you can pop it in the YouTube group. And why Stream Deck did not switch to the right profile. Let me do that real quick so that I can press buttons. And always remember, if you haven't done so already, smash the living crap out of the subscribe button and hit the notification. So like Victor, you can get notified when I go live. But that's it. So we're going to do this. Hey, Greg, good to see you. I see Greg Flowers is in the building. And Victor, man, I miss 2R too. I miss it so much. When I first heard about 2R, I thought it was the craziest name. But then I liked it and I fell in love with it. And to Aloha, that used to be my signature. Anyway, so let me answer the first question from Samaya just because she's awesome, and then I'll get into the sort of pre-disdain question, and then we'll work our way through. We're just gonna do it. It's Saturday, we ain't got no job, and you ain't got. Oh, never mind. Samaya says, question: do you extend your live stream to IG? Do you recommend Restream for it? My largest community is IG, and I'm super nervous about going there live on Ecamm. Okay, Samaya, that is the money question. Here's why. If you go live on IG from Ecamm, you take the absolute risk of being completely 86'd, aka banned from IG. It is 115.8% against their terms of service. So don't do that. Just don't. I want to so bad. I know how to. There's apps like Yellow Duck, and there's another competing app that will do it for you, but please don't. It will get you banned. And I don't know why Facebook. That one hurts my heart. Okay, Facebook. You bought Instagram, and you made the promise to sort of keep them separated. And so far, you're kind of okay on that promise, but then you're kind of not. You're like when we say we're going to go on a diet, but then when nobody's looking, we reach in and we grab that bag of Doritos and we hide it in the corner and we eat them real fast, and then we, try to make like it's all good. You got cheese hanging out your mouth. Yeah, Facebook is like that because on the business page of IG, they did a lot of integration with Facebook and everything is tied in 100%. The stories share both places, your posts share both places, but the weird things that they haven't figured out, and these two are blinding stupid. If I can stream on Facebook from my computer, why can't I stream on IG from my computer? I don't know. Somebody over there is absolutely mental. The other one that kills me, and I did it today, I was checking out questions in the group real quick on the iPad, and I ran across a post that somebody posted in the group, and I double tapped it, and nothing happened. Why? Because my brain was still on IG. So 5.5 years later, you can't double tap to like a post in Facebook. You have to hit the little button. That drives me crazy. The other thing is why not also move the emotive likes on Facebook, move those to IG. Because like today, when one of my buddies tells me that, her kid's sick and in the hospital, I would love to send the carrot emoji from IG, but you can't. Like they connect it when they want to connect it. They separate it when they want to separate it. Just for the ladies out there, Facebook is run by men. What do you want? So, yeah, I hope they fix that. But Samaya, at this point, don't do it. Now, however, what you can do, and this might be gold, you take your phone, and I've done this on some occasions. I'll take my phone and I'll put it there, and it's more like the BTS look so that people can see behind the scenes, see what I'm doing. And then they're like, what is he live streaming about? And as they hear me keep talking about the channel, about the Facebook page, they'll go and, visit that. And it is a good way to sort of share. I forgot to set up my little clamp and stuff today. And then as people know who watch the stream, my phone makes my audio interface make noise like the old what Netscape used. What do you call it? Not Netscape. What do you call those phones? Nextel. I like the old Nextel used to do. So now I just try to keep it separated. Hey, I just got. Oh, what's up, Logisphere? I just got a super chat from Logisphere. I don't know why the alert widget didn't work, but hey, I gotta say, boom, my boy Ty City out there. Thank you, brother. Absolutely appreciate you. Love to get super chats. I actually haven't been pushing it. That's my fault. I need to remember to remind people that you can support the show by doing things like Mr. Ty City did there. Okay, so, and Samaya said, awesome, thanks. The B2C FOMO strategy. Yes. See, you know the proper terminology, Miss Lady Girl. You just got to convince yourself. before I answer the next question, I was going to actually talk about this because one of my favorite people in the community is Mr. Chris Wood, because I just like the dude's gumption, right? Like, he jumped in way back in the beginning and says, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just going to press these buttons." But he just put it out there. Actually, he's pretty good. And one of the things that I do notice what Chris does a lot, though, is he's always, reiterating, adding something, whatever. And so in my head, I aligned that to the fact he's a martial arts practitioner. Actually, matter of fact, he's a martial arts teacher. As a martial artist, before I decided to replace one of my knees with sitting on chrome and titanium, I would tell you that streaming, every soup to nuts, streaming is a martial art in the sense, in the fact that you must practice. You must practice, and you must practice and practice and practice. And I mean, practice even the foundations and add that new piece. And then go back and practice more foundation and add that new piece. And then add that new piece to what you call now your foundation, because it's your foundation, and add that new piece. So very much like martial arts. And as I speak on martial arts, my mentor and homie in chief, Stephanie Liu, pops in the building. And Stephanie, as a martial artist herself, she will agree with me. You must treat your Ecamm game, you must streaming game. I don't care which app you're using, StreamYard, OBS, whatever. You must treat your streaming game just like martial arts. You must practice. Even if you make a blind channel, say a YouTube or Facebook channel that nobody sees, and you just talk to yourself and stream to yourself and try your techniques. My friend wants me to go to the farmer's market. Let me close this. Yeah, if you're going to do that type of stuff, you have to practice. When I was, a young buck up and coming DJ, we play in our rooms to nobody for hours on end until you get up enough nut to go do it in front of a bunch of folk. You know what I'm saying? So it's very, very much. And I see so many people in the group, and I'm not hating on anybody, because I get the immediacy and the expediency of the moment, that so many people just want to download Ecamm, plug in a camera, and then go live, and then freak out why it doesn't work. It does take practice, In the brain, I'm having an issue. Hold on. At the end of March, what made me go back into doing this full time, I have to blame Stephanie. I was looking around the internet, looking for code for Ecamm, because I wanted to play. And I first downloaded it. I was like, this is rad. I need to go pro right away. So the reason why I'm weird, when I have an opportunity to go pro right away, I will. Because once I put money on the table, my cheap side kicks in, and now I have to do it. See, I'm one of those cats that I can work out by myself, but paying for the gym will make you go, because I ain't wasting money. That's my mama. I could just feel her back there with a slipper, or the chinclata, as we call it, ready to go upside your head. So I was searching around, the Googs, and doing my Google food, and I ran into something called Leap in the live stream. And it said, if you take the Leap, you sign up for the seminar, you can get a discount off of Ecamm. I was like, all right, boom, I did it. And then I went back to go reinvestigate Leap in the live stream. And literally, this is how the universe works. When you put it out there, right, that this is what you finna do, the universe will be like, all right, finna do, here you go. Knock yourself out. That discount was stupid. It was like 30%. And I was like, whoa. So, number one, I saved myself a metric crap ton of cash. Number two, I looked back at that page and I was like, yo, these are some heavy hitters. Some people I actually knew, like Owen Video and Diana Gladney, because I have been watching Miss D. And then some folks I didn't know. But as I'm reading their bios, I was like, Hercules, she breathed the heat. Like, Stephanie put together this team. And so I signed up for that seminar, and within like literally a week of having Ecamm, I dove into all of those videos, waking my old self up at 3 a.m. to be there. Even though they were pre-recorded because of COVID, I still put my discipline, my martial arts, my soldier, my military training discipline, that if this is coming, the keynote popping at 3 a.m. Hawaii time, I'm up, okay? I'm up 3 a.m., coffee in hand. I watched them, and I ask questions in the Facebook group. Okay, so you don't just buy software, turn it on, and like magic, like, oh, you Stephanie, you ain't that. Okay, so you have to practice. And so I'm gonna stop soapboxing right now, and I'm gonna check the comments. All right. Yes, Paul. Yes, Paul. The answer to your question is I do list everything, and there's two places to check. You can check here, of course, Amazon.com/shop/DocRock. And the other one I didn't make an overlay for, but it's basically kit.co/DocRock. That's correct, I think. Anyway, let me close this. I'm gonna double check because I don't want to get in trouble because I don't want Paul to be mad at me. So I'm going to go into the comments real quick, but because Paul's messing with me and I really love that guy, I'm going to double check this link so I don't get in trouble. Paul used to put together one of the coolest conventions in the world. You guys might remember Macworld Magazine. Well, we used to go to the Bay and all the nerds would converge on the Bay once a year and we would have the Macworld Conference. Okay, she got it. Stephanie, you're faster than me. That's it, Paul. Hit that link. Hit that link. Got to send a shout out to my little cousin, Robin. She is here. How you doing, Robin? Good to see you, fam. Okay, let me go check these comments real quick. Stephanie says that group is money. Okay, let me scroll all the way back to the top because I will be reading comments out of order. Okay, Ty, the BTS FOMO means behind the sea fear of missing out. So because I'm doing this and maybe I'm not streaming to my IG fam, what I would do is put my camera over there on the little stand, put on IG Live. Don't even really talk to them. Maybe announce it to them once or twice, but focus on you guys. But they can see what I'm doing, and they be like, what he doing? So any smart person will start checking the rest of my feeds and go, oh, he's live on Facebook, and I have a question. Let me ask, or my cousin just pop up because she misses me because she back in the East Coast. Okay, so this and Mr. Greg Flowers, good to see you here again. Okay, so Stephanie is busting proverbs on me. Fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once. Fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. A quote that emphasizes the importance of focus on high levels of proficiency. Bruce Lee. Yes, you must be like water. Be water, my friend. I'm gonna just start doing the whole Bruce Lee thing. That's one of my favorite quotes. The Be Water quote, and I don't know if you guys remember the Be Water YouTube kinetic topography one. Seriously, one of my favorite things out there. And Chris says, "Thank docs, appreciate all you're doing." You too, Chris. You keep me going, brother. Okay. And Stephanie says you got to have skin in the game. And then Victor knows because he's Latino too. Chinclatas to your cabeza. This is true. All right. Stephanie making fun of my finna do. Yes, I'm a finna do person. And we caught up with Paul. And Victor is saying we should do drinks at the Chieftan. Oh, man. You're just bringing up flashback memories there, my brother. Okay. So one of the first questions that came up in the group was dealing with embedding your live stream into your personal property. Like, let's call it a WordPress site was her official question. Cheryl Thomas, I believe was her name. She was saying, is there a way to embed your live stream into your WordPress site? And before I could answer the questions, one of the people came in and said, oh, why would you? And I want to explain before we teach you how. I want to explain why you would. Number one, your brand, straight up, your brand is much more important than adding to Google's brand or YouTube's brand in that case, which is the same, but you know what I mean, or Facebook's brand. So there is a couple reasons why you would want to be on your own property. Say you have a site, and I don't know, I'll think of a random site like Lights Camera Live. And say your job is coaching people in various ways to improve their business and marketing game. And say on that site, you have a sales product, a product that will require you to pick up some training, get some sort of free analysis and things like that. If your traffic is already on your site, leave it on your site. Don't send them to YouTube and be like, oh, go check my site, like we just did for Paul. Like, go check my kid's site. Like, maybe I would just go straight to my site. I'm already there. And then the person's ability to slide the mouse over and click on shop, open in a new tab, is much better than going from YouTube to the site. So there's one. You could close deals faster. Your conversion rates are faster and things like that. And the other one is just sort of, again, it's reminding that top of mind. McDonald's doesn't run commercials because they need to remind you that, McDonald's is good, which is not, but, that's my personal thing. They run commercials for just top of mind. All you need to do is just keep seeing the arch, and it's just a subliminal thing. It's stuck in your head. Like, they don't ever need to run a commercial to remind you to go eat at McDonald's. Most people in this country are addicted to sugar, fat, and salt. So if you need those things, you go to McDonald's. So that's why you would put it on your own property. So let me show you how to do this real quick. It's not that difficult. I need to hit a page that works. And I'm going to go to basically my YouTube channel. And on the YouTube channel, there is a share link, and then there's also an embed link. And when you hit the embed link, you can just copy that and feed it directly to your site. Okay, so let me switch over real quick. Use the Stream Deck, Doc. Okay, so this is YouTube, and here is the share window. So this first icon, which I swear most people ignore for whatever reason, you would just click that and grab this whole iframe and throw it in your site. Now, WordPress actually has fantastic plugins where you can just take the URL. You won't have to do anything, and they'll fix the rest. So if I cancel that and just hit this, you could just copy this mode and send it, right? Because WordPress has, especially the newest versions of WordPress, there's it's sort of built in on some, depends on your theme. It will just take that and it will embed it properly. Now, if you want to embed the chat and stuff like that, if you're using an item like Restream, you could take this Restream chat window and embed that, right? So let me see, boom, boom, boom. Yes, so in theory, with this guy, I can embed this Restream chat directly under adding the YouTube embed. And then so not only would you be able to let folks see your stream, but you could actually be able to let them interact with your stream too. So there's another way, there's another way to do it. Now, the other reason why you would want to do this is if you're doing an event or a seminar, it's not a seminar, webinar, something where you want the community to stay, tight. You don't want just random ne'er-the-wells popping in and saying things. That's another reason why you would put it on your own personal property. So that is why that exists there. Okay, so let's check the comments real quick, because if I see Stephanie comes up, that means that there's knowledge bombs dropping. Victor says, seriously, how can you promote Sax Jams without being a D? Man, them Sax Jams is dope. So, hey, it's worth it. It's so good. You know what I like? I like having you in the side, right? I have you playing, and you're coming out of my my home theater system, and I'm working on, answering emails or setting up for the next stream, Victor. So that's what I do with even if I miss it, because I'm teaching my Imma, not Stephanie's Imma. I'm teaching my Imma how to do stuff on a computer. We have coding class on Sundays. About the time that you come on, I'll have you just jamming on the phone. And then she'll be like, Uncle, what are you listening to? And I'm like, oh, that's my friend Victor. You know everybody. Anyway, Stephanie says, use events to promote your streams, build a chat bot, and schedule broadcasts and promote the permalink to your email list and share it on social. Okay, so Victor, I'm going to give you an answer, what Stephanie said, but here's how you do it. Go to social media strategist, search that on Facebook. You're going to see that same face, this face right here, like with her feet back, smiling. Click it, ask to join the group. Stephanie, Victor is my homeboy who I love so much. So you just please add him and Victor. From that, the people in that group, like my head and that is about this big. Their head is like that. There's straight knowledge popping off in that group 24/7. So join that group and you will learn about that. Also, Samaya, if you're still here, if you haven't already, you should also join the social media strategist group because it will help you, especially learn and promote. Like I'm learning all of this, all this stuff that I'm sitting here acting like I know. I just learned it from Stephanie and her fam, Mike Alton and Kenja and God, there's so many. Vanessa, like everybody. Evie, like you want to see fire in the bottle? Check out Evie stream. She'll square you away. She's like a little German drill sergeant. Okay. Stephanie says, other ideas is build a calendar invite on Google so that people can subscribe to. Yes, I meant to do that this week and I forgot. So I have to add that to my things to do right away. Okay. And then Victor said, obviously we need to talk huge tech geek, but a promotional neophyte. Yeah, yeah. I became a tech geek listening to you. So, you know, the idea of talking to people out loud on the internet about tech, I got from listening to Victor way back in the days when I used to see him pop up on Twit and things every once in a while. So yeah, there you go. Yes, Stephanie, she is 100% fire in the bottle. Hey, Victor, another thing that I would tell you to do, and I meant to tell you this before, you should take some of the stuff you do, like if it's just a track of your own, put it up on Epidemic Sound, you know, because there'll be occasions where, you know, someone needs music for a stream. You know, I would definitely play your stuff in my stream. If I had all of a sudden needed to run and go to the bathroom, I would I would play your stream while I say, "Be right back, I gotta go." So yeah, I love your stuff. Um, oh, the Reverend Dr. Michael T. Rose is in the building. We were talking about 2 hours later, and so today Victor shows up, Paul Kent shows up, now Mike Rose shows up. All we need is Steve Sandy and Kelly Gumont, Dave Kalo, Brett Terpstra, the rest of the fam. We're in there. Okay, got to send the Markeith, brother. I just got my update. My iMac is on the way. It'll be here Thursday. I thought they told me September, but I guess the graphics card came in, so I can't wait. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna go to the next question. I actually saved this on my phone, so let me look at it real quick. Dun, 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 dun. This guy, his name was Randy Falk. So, oh, Markeith, don't say that when I'm trying to read this. You just hurt my feelings. My feelings. Anyway, thanks, Markeith. Randy had a question. His question was related to not really a question. It was more of a statement out loud. You know, he was sort of talking out loud. And I thought I would bring up what he ran into because it is extremely common. Like it's so common that it's almost hilarious. Okay, so what he was saying, and I'll just read this quickly. He was saying he has files directly to his house, and they have a 500, you know, basically megabytes per second asynchronous connection. So what that means is 500 up and down. He's probably on Xfinity, and he says when he goes live and he opens the bandwidth monitor, it shows that it's 2 to 4 megabytes per second. Is this normal speed? I'm hardwired to the router and I test the speeds before and after the show, and I'm consistently 500 up and down. Bruh, when your ISP gives you exactly what they say, you're lucky. But never mind that. He says, I'm running Ecamm on a 2019 MacBook Pro with 16 gigs of RAM, i7 processor, and the stream settings are set for 1080. So, Randy, and I'd already answered this question to him in real life, but I thought I would explain it to you guys because this is extremely common. When you, okay, let's start. Asynchronous connection, 500 up and down, fantastic connection. You could do anything. Randy, you technically have enough bandwidth to do a 50-person Skype call. Don't do it, but you technically could. The rule of thumb is 5 megabytes per guest. Okay, I don't like that rule of thumb. I like the rule of hand. We're going to go 10 megabytes per second per guest. I like that pad because the internet is goofy. Okay. So I like to stick with 10. The whole rest of the planet will tell you 5. I'm a weirdo. Okay. Now, when you open bandwidth monitor in in Ecamm, let me pull mine up real quick. Let me move this stuff out the way and hide the bad pictures on my desktop. I'm absolutely joking. Let me press this and change it from Restream Chat to Ecamm Live Beta Bandwidth Statistics. There. Okay, here you go. So this is the bandwidth statistics channel, and it is showing you like what we're doing right now as we play. Okay, so yes, you see right there, my rolling bandwidth requirement is 2.8 to 4. Like I'm exactly where you say. It says the average required is 5.57. Again, rule of thumb. I don't like that rule of thumb. I like to keep mine at 10, but you can't adjust this. What this is saying, Ecamm is saying to the internet, in my case, Restream, Ecamm is saying to Restream, look, fam, here is 5 megabytes per second of signal. And Restream is going, okay, I'll take that. And Restream is recompressing it, sending it 720 to Facebook, 1080 to YouTube, and 1080 to Periscope. Okay? Even if I were to change my camera to stream at 4K, this number would still be right around 7, 8, and it won't change much. So although I have 50 megabytes per second up, because I'm only just me right now, it only requires this 5. If I were to open Skype and call Stephanie, it would go up to 10. If I call Victor after that, it will go up to 15. And if I call Chris after that, it will go up to 20. And I still got 30 megabytes of headroom on my setup. So what you were sort of confused, and this by no means your fault. This is extremely normal. As a matter of fact, I want to say probably about 90% of the folks using Ecamm don't even know that you can open bandwidth statistics and look, and you should. But that's a different conversation. That's why I do this show, for those who don't read manuals. So yes, this is basically showing you what's happening on your stream live and direct. So yeah, in theory, you can, adjust it to be, you can adjust it, but it will itself adjust accordingly. Okay. So let me double check the questions. I like to stop every time. Markeith says he's going to live open his box. Stop messing with me, Markeith. I have to wait until Thursday, but I did order my RAM, by the way. For those of you who ordered a new iMac, I just discovered OWC has a sale this weekend. So I bought 32 gigs of RAM for 119 bucks. The worst part was I didn't want to trust that it wasn't going to come in time. So I paid like 20 bucks to FedEx it to Hawaii. I could have just let it ship regularly. You guys in the mainland, your ship is free. So anyway, cost of paradise. Michelle says, I need to talk to you. Nope, you got to sing to me. All your questions must come in singing format. Anytime, Michelle, anything for you. I love your music. LA says the feed is almost exact, if not exact, the feed on the Facebook, YouTube. Yes, so that's correct. And Stephanie reiterated my 10. And I always say this to this day, because us old people, there was a commercial that used to say reading is fundamental. So I always say reading is fundamental. It's funny. And then Chris said he got one better, no iMac, but he did get a mint condition Ecamm mug. You mean you actually got one without the broken handle? Chris went through 2 mugs. Katie guy sent him 2 mugs, and both of them broke in shipping. I was like, just get some Sugru, which was actually invented from a chick from Manchester, but it's like this the best thing in the world. It's like a clay, like when you're a kid and you kind of roll it up and you twirl it into whatever position and you put it on stuff, and over like a day it becomes hard as a rock, and it's like perfect. And so actually hold that thought. Okay, Chris, this is funny. I just thought about this. I ordered this Manchester United mug from the Manchester UK store way back in the day. And like yours, it came in broken. I took some sugru, that's this, and it's just this clay stuff, and you wrap it on, and it's kind of rubbery, but it's hard. And I put little lines in it so that it makes a grip finger. And now I have a perfectly functioning Manchester United club that I keep when Emma was a child, she used to drive me mental. And then I hide remotes in there, remotes for everything. so, so yeah, that's what you can do with Sugru. It's the most awesome stuff in the world. I used to put it on. Actually, I got it because I used to put it on iPhone cables at the ends. You roll it into a little ball, smash the cable in there, and twirl it around. And I would make it so that the iPhone cable wouldn't do what they used to do, turn into what the girls call it, split ends. iPhone cables used to do that. I used to put caps on all of my cables. And also, it kept people from stealing your cables because everyone had matching cables. And this is before I just buy all red cables now. Manchester United, Red Sox. You get it? Okay. Anyway, moving on. Let's see. Michelle said, okay, she's gonna write me a jingle. That would be awesome. And then of course Chris said he's wired on coffee. All right, so back to Mr. Falk's question. Yes, that is probably the you know the best way to do it is just I keep my bandwidth monitor open just so that I can, make sure everything's going okay. Also, every once in a while, depending on the type of show you're doing, you can query your audience. In a situation like this, where it's a bunch of friends, hanging out and trying to learn stuff together, you just ask the question, how's everything going? You know what I mean? So there you go. Markeith asked this question. He says, how do you have lights inside the bookshelf? Well, you was late to class, brother. Number one, aperture. This is the aperture. I think it's called the MC. This light is cool. I've showed this on other shows, but I'll show it again because this is honestly one of my favoriteest toys I bought this year. So I opened this app on the phone. It's called Sidious Link. And then wait for it to load. Aperture makes some of the best lights in the planet, by the way. But this light is cool because I don't know if you guys can see this, but I can change colors to whatever I want. I can change the intensity from my phone, right? And I don't know, this year I got myself stuck on purple, so I just put it in perps. And Chris says, yes, it's the MC. One of my favorite things is it does have effects. So if I wanted to fake a fireworks show, I can press that and it's going to do like fake fireworks, and you just adjust the frequency so that they pop off, better. But as it explodes and it slowly fades like fireworks, you could do things like a junk light bulb, like this. I don't know if this is showing up, right? Or I could do the popo, and then you can do the popo according to like various cities. So that's that way. You can add the red and blue, or you can do red, blue, and white, or just blue and white, or just red, blue, and white. And then you can, again, adjust intensity, adjust what type of flash cycles they have. So yeah, this light is rad. It's super, super rad. Battery operated, seems to last forever, and it's great. So this is one. I have it right there because R2D2, hey, he needs light. That's specifically for Mike Alton. I'm actually a Vader Nation type guy. And then in the back, next to Sith Lord himself, those are 3M strips from Amazon sold under a company called S-Type. And they also come up at Costco every once in a while, and they're controlled too. I don't have the other controller, and it's out of focus, but that light right there is just a light box that I made. But yeah, I just literally just glue those in because they come with a 3M strip on the back. You just pop them in, put in your little driver, and I intend on one of the Tuesday shows when I do the more tools and techniques. I wanted to do one about practical lighting because, okay, right now in the group, Practical Lighting Hall of Fame, Felicia, Felicia, Practical Lighting Hall of Fame. Her thing is on point. I mean, it is amazing. Another Practical Lighting Hall of Famer would be Marshall Fox, the incredible Mr. Fox. Yo, his practical lighting game is incredible. And then another person I would put in the Practical Lighting Hall of Fame would be Mr. Keith Pelzer. His, again, studio, amazing, absolutely amazing. So for those who are unfamiliar with the term practical lighting, it has to do with like, that's a functional light. That hair light is putting light on my shoulders to separate me from the background, and it's normally out of shot, but I screwed up today. And practical lighting is that little pop right there on the shelf, or the pop back there on the shelf, just to add some depth and texture to your shot. I am not a fan anymore of backdrop shots. I used to do backdrop shots all the time, and I don't know. Go on my channel and look back a couple years at some of my Birchbox videos, and I look at them now and I cringe. I cringe. They were horrible. Horrible. Yo, they were just bad. I thought they were cool at the time because it was easy not to have to, set up the studio. I just put up a pair of sticks, bar across, a piece of black fabric that I bought from the fabric store, and I was studioed out. I was like, yo, this is perfect. But I found out better, purposely building your studio and having it set up and ready to go, just better. To me, it looks better. Again, to each his own, right? The pole and the fabric, fantastic. If you have a small space, you share with somebody who isn't necessarily a neat freak, or you have kids that love to throw things all over the house, that works. Amazon, you can get a backdrop set. I think it's like $50 maybe, and that'll come with the green screen. Do not jump into green screen unless you're prepared to buy a metric crap ton of light, by the way. But I bought that green screen thing, threw the green fabric in the closet, bought a piece of black fabric from the dry goods store, and I used that for years. That was my setup. When we were talking about 2 Out TV Live, back when I was doing this stuff for AOL, that's what I used. I used that backdrop. So, yeah, just if you're going to do it, do it. I got to check my script. Okay, I don't know if I told you guys about this cool script thing before, but I am using, in order to attempt to stay focused, because I am super horrible at attempting to stay focused, a script maker, and I'm going to bring it up real quick. Why did I always... Oh, I have my own link, dcrk.me/VSMDOC. Bye. He did it. Nope. What did I do? Oh, you're dumb. Okay, I'm sorry, people. I told myself to make an overlay for this, and then I forgot. So here it is. That's correct. All right, here we go. I'm going to put it on screen real quick. This is where you go. Check this out, folks. This is my new favorite tool because I am really, really bad about, staying focused, staying organized, staying on script. And I told this joke in the my testimonial. The reason why I always would dip in and out of live streaming is I'd get to going real good and everyone say this is great. You just need to tighten this up, so write a script. And as soon as someone said write a script, I was out of there. That was it. It's kind of like if you're learning to play piano. Playing piano is fun. Like copying songs on the radio, blast. Teacher tells you to practice scales for 3 hours. Okay, piano's over. I'm going to take up fishing. So my version of practicing scales, or like Stephanie said, practicing that one kick, my version of that was writing scripts. I always hated writing scripts because I'm a top of mind kind of guy. I just like to pull things out of my butt as necessary. So Stephanie showed me this, and this is hers. It is fantastic. I am so happy that she created it because it was something that I needed in my life so bad. All right, let me show you this right quick. Boom. This is Video Script Maker. So again, that link that I popped on screen, I will also place the link in the description so you can go and check it out. This is a massive tool that I love to use right now, and it's a sheet that you just put your stuff in, and you follow right along. You follow the prompts, and you end up with a fantastic running show. So we covered, embed into the website. See that, folks? I covered that. We covered bandwidth monitor. I covered that. I'm not supposed to show you what I'm about to talk about next, but I want to talk about that next. And then, so yeah, this is my sort of running show right now, and I got to this. If you're doing your live, jump on this right away. Jump on Video Script Maker. It will change the way you do it. Like, it will fix you. Even if someone broken like me with stream ADD, it will fix you. So again, and then Chris is making fun. Yes, this is my fundamentals. This is absolutely my fundamentals. So yes, go to this link right here. I will put it in the description. You know what? I turned that off the other day to test something, and now I put it back on. Okay, there we go. So that's it. It's just dcrk.me/DOC VSM, Video Script Maker, and check it out. It is fantastic, people. I really, really, really think that I was prepared to do my show twice a week once I got this tool put in place. So before we get to the next one, I need a drink. Talk amongst yourselves. Now, if you are watching this particular show, I am doing this today using Ecamm. So I would give them a shout out too. And I do need to set my my overlays to basically all look the same. Anyway, if you haven't tried Ecamm already, yeah, make sure you go and check that out too. Ecamm is wonderful for streaming. PC people, you're going to want to check out vMix. But that's my Ecamm link. Check that out. I think it will help you get to where you got to go. And going back to Mr. Paul's question, wait, not that one. Hey, see, I did have one. You're such a goofball, Doc. Yeah, if the other important thing is, I don't know why it's missing from my screen, but I did in the link. I put in the description. Sorry, I put a link to the new newsletter. I will be kicked September 1st. You'll get your first issue, but I will be doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff there, sort of helping people, get to where they're going. And I answer questions more directly because I have my community, and I'm starting a new Discord service. So Discord would be people that want to just go straight directly to me, go to the Discord, and we'll have conversation in there. And I'm kind of going to add that for anybody can join, but I want to take some of the more intermediate and advanced folks and give us a spot where we can sort of test out ideas and try crazy nerdy stuff. Because yesterday, just randomly, I made myself a highball. I was down here in the studio goofing off, and I figured out how to be nerdy. And I'm going to show you guys that in 1 second. But before we do that, just a quick reminder, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you guys something super nerdy because I'm that dude. I'm just a nerdy type of guy. All right, move this stuff out the way. My phone wants to back up in the middle of the show. Don't do that. Okay, here we go. So a lot of people may not know this, but almost any program on the Macintosh can be controlled by something called AppleScript. Marshall, I was just talking about you. I just put you in the Practical Lighting Hall of Fame and you show up. Okay, now focus. Marshall, don't mess with me. God, I'm going to fix this, my ADD issue. How you doing, Mr. Wayne? Good to see you here. Okay, so anyway, almost any program in the world in the Macintosh can be controlled by something known as AppleScript. The victors of the world will remember Doug's AppleScript. Doug's AppleScript was a cool place to go and learn how to do all kinds of script-oriented things to help control iTunes. So I came up with this thought because there's a seminar coming up next week, as a matter of fact. For those of you guys who are trying to get pro level at this, my buddy Mike Alton and the Angora Pulse team is putting together another sort of like streaming social media strategy type workshop. And what they always do in these kind of workshops is they'll start the stream 20 to 30 minutes early. Okay, nobody's going to be there. You're just going to see a blank screen. So I was trying to figure out. Yeah, sorry. Thank you, Marshall. I did that. I did that again. What I was trying to say. Let me check. What I was trying to say, and this is where I screwed up because I was testing last night, is it would be nice to be able to start the stream like literally 15, 20 minutes early, just so that it has a chance to settle down and, be connected and do all of that. You would play this, but I didn't want it to be static. I wanted to be able to rotate through a couple, 2, 3 slides, so it's just not boring. So, but I don't want to pay attention to that because I'm over here finishing up my script with Video Script Maker, or drinking that water, or doing something, promoting it on social, reminding people on IG Live I'm about to go live. I'm trying to do all of that, right? So I jumped over and I opened up AppleScript, and I told AppleScript, okay, I want you to tell the application Ecamm Live Beta. Yeah, I'm that dude. I stream with Beta. Speak on it. Activate, which means, when you click a program, you bring it to the front. That's activate, right? Okay. Then I say, I want you to delay 1 second just to give it a chance to, settle in. And then I want you to tell system events to send the keystroke 1 using command down. And then I want you to send the keystroke 2 using command down after a delay of 10 seconds. And then all the way down to 3. Now, in a 5-minute pre-game, you would set these to 100, because 100 seconds, 100 seconds, 100 seconds, 300 seconds, 5 minutes. If you can't figure it out, you're wrong place. That's math. Okay? So I'm going to run this, but before I run this, I'm going to show you how I set it up. Oh, see, Marshall, if you wasn't late for class, you would have heard that, but I'll do it again just because I love you, fam. You off. Plus, from B-more, son. You know how we do. Anyway, let me show you how I set these scenes up real quick. I'm gonna have to come into demo mode for a second, and then I'm gonna pop this screen. So I got this. I'm calling this overlay 1. And again, like I said, I want you to think of pre-show info, right? It's gonna be stuff that. This is my pre-show info, okay? And then it's going to hit the second joint, which is talking about show schedule, right? And then again, you could do, put in whatever you need. And then this is your run a show, or you guys doing the groups, you want to be able to remind folks to but Marshall, you got to click this one though, because Stephanie told me. No, actually, she gave me a referral link. So if you click that one, you're helping the brother out, supporting the show. Anyway, so what that's basically going to do is it's going to run through those 3 overlays. And as you see, when I run them, like I'm going to start from here. Wait, wrong one. I'm going to start from here. So when I press, you guys will watch me press the button, and I'm going to put my hands up, and I'm not going to touch nothing, and just watch. Okay, so you ready? Test. That first overlay is going. Look, Ma, no hands. Look, Ma, no hands. Come you phone and do your dance. Right? Keep hands up. The 10 seconds should be over. Boom. There goes the second one. And then 10 seconds later, it's going to switch to the third one. And so in theory, what I could do is add one more, which at the end of this, it would jump over to my actual countdown, right? Now, the other thing in AppleScript, I just didn't finish it yet, but I could also tell it to loop or repeat X amount of times. So there's several ways to skin this cat, but something like this is great because you can run your slides automatically. Okay. Now another thing that this will come in handy for, people were talking about. Sorry, Stephanie. People were talking about like I have to run a lot of slides. I don't want to be pressing all of those slides because I need to focus on what I'm doing. I need to read my presenter notes and blah, 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 blah. You can do that as well. There's actually Apple scripts pre-made you can download that will play slides for you at a time, or that will play slides for you when you do like a gesture on the mouse or something like that without having to, sort of click away. Because one of the things about clicking it yourself, the forward advance, is in the past, and I know Keynote recently fixed this, but in the past, when you would go to advance a slide, the Keynote would activate and become the front-facing app, and therefore it would pull the focus off of Ecamm, and then it no longer work. And then always remind yourself, Doc, when you guys are watching this show, if I forget to turn off demo mode, make sure you remind me because I keep forgetting. Even with that big, beautiful red line, I always forget. So you can use AppleScript to do things like play your Keynote slides. Another thing that I'm probably going to play with now is because, again, even though you can attach a sound to a screen, that whenever you play a certain screen, it would automatically play a sound. For some reason, folks don't want to do that. They want to just somehow have a transparent video with sound attached. And they think it's Ecamm's fault. No, that's the Kodak, bro. Apple ProRes 444, the last four is alpha channel, so they gave up the audio track for the alpha channel. Just can't do it. Doesn't exist. Now, if you use WebM or, Google's kind of like predecessor to Flash, it works, but those technologies are not widely supported yet. It's still kind of new. The new Safari developer beta does support WebM, but Ecamm, might not jump on that right away because, again, it's not widely supported. And WebM also has some security issues where you can have somebody play a WebM video and it controls things on their computer. So, yeah, you kind of don't want to play with that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so outside of doing that, I have done things like add little animated GIF in the corner. You can attach sounds to animated GIFs, things like that. But an easier way to do it is have an Apple script that says whenever I play, that particular slide, also play this audio file. So, if you don't want to do the attach the song to the screen or to the first overlay, you could do that. And another reason why that would be good is because maybe in Ecamm, when you switch from the first overlay to the second overlay, that song would stop playing. So if you had a pre-recorded playlist, but you didn't want to have to press the slide and press the sound effects to get them going, the Apple script could play the sound effect, trigger it for you. Then when you change scenes, the song wouldn't stop. It would keep going, and then it's playing. So 88,000 ways to skin said cat, but I just thought I'd show you my nerdy little Apple script thing in order to show you that it can be done. So once I get it polished, I'll publish the Apple script, and then all you'd have to do is go in the script editor and change it accordingly to the way you want to do it. So yeah, that's it. Okay, let me check for questions. Yes. Chris, yes, I was looking at setting up hotkeys in Alfred. Actually, you can. And I also thought about doing it with the Stream Deck. But again, the caveat with that is I actually have to press that. When I'm in that like 15, 20 minute before the show, I'm on this screen tightening things up, trying to have my overlays together, which somehow I botched, but try to have my overlays together, making sure you're sending out your tweets, sending out your reminders, testing your scenes, things like that, or finishing your script in Video Script Maker. Marshall, who didn't pay attention, let me bring that up one more time. So because my hands are busy, I don't want to be touching stuff over here. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I did the Apple script, because it could do that by itself, and I can stay focused over here. And then that's also the reason why I put the activate command, so that Oh, I got it. Sorry. Never mind. Chris fixed it. He meant for the audio playing straight away. All right, cool. Now, Marshall said, and Marshall, I'm gonna answer two of your questions first. First, I'm gonna go back to Video Script Maker real quick, just because it's so dope to me. I'm so in love with this, and I needed it a long time ago because I am really, really, really bad at doing the do. All right, so this is it. This is a utility put out by the famous Stephanie Liu, and it basically helps you set up your runner show. Okay, look at that guy. Man, that is an ugly mug right there. Anyway, what it looks like is this. You come in on the first page and you set in your time. So, I started at 8. I got my greeting. I don't have to write what it is, but I remember because I always do my Missy Elliott, aloha, internet, people, holla. Anyway, welcome to the show. Just remind myself to tell y'all what we speaking on, right? And then here's the part that's trick, Marshall. Check this out. When you get to the second page right here, you click this little checkbox and it scrambles your hooks, so you're not saying the same thing over and over again, which I was completely guilty of. I would just repeat the same opening. That gets tired real quick. So you click this and you say, okay, I'm going to do this step-by-step playbook, talking about streaming. In this case, I'm going to answer Marshall's second question, streaming with the A6400 to streaming with the webcam. And the class is now in session. So I'm going to copy that. And then you come to this side and you do paste special values, because otherwise you paste the formula. And that's now part of my script. So when I pop over here at the run a show, now it's there, right? And when you're on this page, you would actually tighten it up and change the prompt to whatever, sort of matches what we're talking about. So we might be talking about the A6400, and then we might be sort of verse, or we won't say verse, we'll do and then do the M50, and then bam. So when I click over to here, now is there, we're going to talk about everything from the A6400 to the M50 class now in session. So, it's straight money, dog. It's straight money. Like, I can't explain. For someone like me that's just like all over the map normally, it helped me out so much. And I should do this the day before, but bruh, the last week for DJ's live streaming and for the Tuesday show, I come in like an hour early. I pop this out. It's in there. I got my pregame music going on, tightening everything up. And then I make last minute changes because I might see a question pop up in the group. And fantastic, bro. Game changer. I even think this would be dope for not just for the regular speech, but even the guys that are doing their sermons, because I get wrapped up in teaching you guys. I forget to remind you about the email list. Or better yet, I did this like a month ago, and I just realized from watching Rob Balasabas, my man, I had never mentioned to folks that I did this. Now, how crazy is this? I'm going to show you in a second, because this is how bad I am. Marshall, I will answer that question in 1 second. Okay, so I made this like a month ago, and I have yet to tell anybody about it because I get so wrapped up in doing my thing and talking to you guys and being excited and speaking to my ball brethren like Markeith and Rob, ball handsome folks. I forget to tell you, hey, like the best way to support the channel is hit up the Patreon. So I've never mentioned it. And that's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. So that's why with Video Script Maker, I can add this to my thing, remind you to hit the Patreon if you want to. If you don't, don't worry. We still love you. There's other ways you can stream or support the channel. So, yeah. Oh, really? Let me check that. Why is it muted? Hello? Okay, it's not muted. Marshall, you messing with me. Anyway. So yeah, I forget to do that, So, Markeith, that link right there that's on the screen, just type that out and you'll get the Video Script Maker and you'll see it. It's amazing. I'll also just directly message you, but it is the bee's knees. Like it helps me out so much. It's hard to fathom how the heck I functioned without it. Like it's that level of crazy. Okay, boom. Now to answer, yeah. See, Marshall, you scared me, bro. So I am using currently my A6400, and I have no focus. On the other side, I have the A10 Mini connected to this A7, and then I have the GoPro over here, which I don't know if I have turned on yet. But yeah, so that's the A7 popping right there, and the A6400 is here. Um, I like the M50. It's a dope camera, but I like the A6400 better. And it's not even a Canon, Sony type thing. I started on Canon. I switched to Sony because that 5D was so heavy. Like one arm was getting mad yoked from always walking around with a 5D Mark II with the double battery grip and that infamous 2470 Canon L glass. That whole camera thing must have weighed about 15 pounds. And so you would just you get one arm starting to be longer and bigger from carrying the camera on all the time. So when Sony mirrorless came out with the original, I guess the NEX5, I just bought one just to play with it. I fell in love with how light it was, and it could basically pull off the same level of picture, even though it was half the sensor size. And then I got the full frame. Be quiet, GoPro. I was going to play GoPro today, because Felicia got me started. Let me dust it back off. And I eventually, anyway, long story short, I ended up getting to my A6400, and it's good. I absolutely love it. Chris, the answer to your question is absolutely. I just gave mine to my niece Emma. Um, you can get a 6,000 right now for mad cheap, but you do have to remember the 6,000 came out in 2014. So if you can get it like in that sub $200 range, she go. But I personally wouldn't use it now as my main. I would go 5100 or 6100, and it's probably better to just save an extra month or so and move it to the 5100 or 6100, just due to the fact that the 6000 it came out in 2014, and that's 6 years ago. That's a long time. Sony will probably bring out new updates for the A6400 and 6100 line in late October. So the 64s and the 61s will go down. Every time a new body range comes out, it slides down again. Now, another thing that just happened, it doesn't really affect us Mac people yet, but Sony has made the webcam utilities similar to how Canon has for their M50s and all of that. They made that for the PC cats, so it shan't be long until we get one as well. But the end of the show, I'm gonna finish this conversation because it comes up again and again and again and again, and I stand by it. Okay, we're gonna fight. This is fight with some of my other creator coaches out there too. Your camera can connect by USB, and it's absolutely wonderful. Is it better than this? No. Mic drop. Let me say something to Markeith real quick before I finish that mic drop. I'm still using the 2015 Canon Rebel T6i. I think it's great, especially on USB. Yes, the T6i is an amazing camera. Here's the reason why I'm gonna hate on your USB folks for a second. Right now, in the pandemic, when these things were going for like $400, $500, $600, USB was the way to go. Okay, but now these are readily available again at $129. The little ghetto Godan is sold under like 8 different names or 20 different names, but hey, it works, right? It looks like a standard flash memory stick, but it's a USB 2.0 1080p Godan uh, converter. Fantastic. It works. The green tint is obnoxious. I mean, I can fake the funk real quick, but that thing comes off with a crazy green tint. Like anybody that has one, their video looks a little bit like this. I can tell right away when you're using the Godan because you got that green tint. And this is cool if I'm going to I ain't trying to do that, fam. I spend a lot of money on this camera and a good lens to make it look like such. I didn't even put any LUTs on yet. This is natural. And people ask the question, is it LUT or LUT? It's LUT, like butt. Remember that. If you want to know how to get your LUT game on, talk to Marshall. I'm actually going to do I'm going to teach folks how to create LUTs in DaVinci Resolve because DaVinci's free. And a lot of people out there, buying and selling and trying all kind of LUTs. Those are just Instagram filters. And actually, there's a dope program by, I want to say Pixel Film Studios. You can take any photo you want and put it in Photoshop with the LUT designer on the next layer, and it would generate a LUT for you that would make this camera look exactly like any photo or video that you took from the net. Like it would generate a LUT for you. So if you were trying to get that, what was that Ice Cube movie where they were trying to find the gold in the desert, but they shot everything in this dope, like yellowish gold film? Somebody help me. I don't know. You guys know what I'm speaking on. It's a really good Ice Cube movie. It's like one of his first movies when we discovered dude could act. Okay, so now going back to fixing my mic drop. Here's why. The bandwidth that comes out of one of these to talk to your computer is about 10x stronger than what you can get through a USB cable. It's just the nature of the way it works, okay? The other thing is this will carry audio. Now, I don't suggest you pull audio from your camera, but if you want to, this will carry audio. This is also more stable. Almost everybody that has the USB cable, just watch the group. I was trying to connect my M50. It normally works, but today the USB just stopped working. USB cables are goofy like that. And 9 times out of 10, all you got to do is switch cables because USB is goofy like that. So this is just straight up more stable. Now, if you have to run 3 or 4 cameras and you have to buy 3 or 4 of these, just give up and buy one of these instead because that's easier. Like, it's cheaper, actually. And, yeah, I still haven't fully tweaked it out yet, but it has some great things built into that. But I will always say, now that these are back to $129, this is a much better move than using USB any day. Now, I get it. If you're in a position where you can't afford this or you want to spend money on something else, I'll tell you, before you start messing with your camera, any day, buy a light. Before you spend a dime on fixing your camera, buy better lighting. When your light game is on point, you can stream with this. This is a Logitech 920 from 2010. But I'll put my Logitech 920 from 2010 with my studio lighting, and I'll be up in here looking like Don Lemon because it can be done. So, order of operations. Here's the order of operations. Write this down. Everybody get out a pen. Grab a pen. Open it. Piece of paper. Order of operations from the doc school of how to make the joint look dope. Number 1, mic game. It is better to be heard than seen in this situation. First money spent on your setup, mic game. Once your mic game is moist, second order of operation, light game. And I mean your main light, your fill light, your practicals. After you got light game situation covered, then work on camera. I would rather see you come out of the FaceTime camera built into your computer with proper light game and proper mic game before you drop a cent on the Sony a6400. You know how I learned this from watching Lemuel. The Reverend got to like hit you with a section and let that joint marinate. So again, order of operation, write it down. Mic game, light game, camera game. Boom. You heard it first right here on this show. Okay, let me read the comments because y'all are probably talking mad smack about me. Marshall, Samaya said, do you have a main camera on the mount, tripod on your desk? And it's okay, too. Samaya, Marshall got a link for this little shelf that you can use, but I will show you my setup as soon as the GoPro gets a little charged so I can show you because right now it's kind of goofed up. Or I could plug in my phone, but it might start making noise. And Marshall's correct. Yeah, USB is great for beginners. But you know what scares me about that, Marshall? I be scared about the folks that is working so they never mess with it and they don't, start to do that level up. From the beginning of the show before you got here, I was speaking on Brother Chris because my favorite thing about him and why he's one of my favorite e-cammers right now is Chris practices, iterates, go better, practice, iterate, go better, practice, iterate, go better. And so we were talking about how your stream game is similar to martial arts. You're a graphic designer, so you get it. You got to constantly just design stuff even when you don't have a client, just so you keep your chops moving, right? And you iterate and you get better. So, yeah, don't stick to USB when you don't have to. Yes, Michelle's mentioned that. Marshall ready to graduate to a Sony. Okay, make sure when you're ready to graduate to a Sony, Marshall, if you're not going to support a local shop in your neighborhood, help your brother out. Just click that link. That'll be good. And LA said, don't hate. He's using USB for a Z6. You don't hate on your Z6 because it's Nikon. And I swore I wouldn't be that guy, but I'm that guy. No, I'm just playing with you. LA said, stop making me buy more stuff. Sorry. You know how I'm going to do. Okay. Marshall said the X64 look crispy. Actually, you know what's funny? I use my 64. I probably should use my A7 because it's even cleaner. Like, it's because it's a bigger sensor. But I just love my 64. So there's that. Michelle, the answer to your question, the Elgato S60 HD versus the Camlink, the X60 HD, I don't think there's a S90 yet, but I could double check. The S60 doesn't work. You need the S60 Plus. Yeah, you need the X60 Plus. And I guess the major advantage to that one, if I remember correctly, is it has a in and out. But I didn't see an immediate need to go to the higher one other than it was in stock. But you're in Vegas now, so Best Buy got cam links in stock, and so does Amazon at $129. So just scoop that. Okay. Chris talking about Three Kings. I don't remember what I said about that, but yeah. And Marshall reiterated what I said. Yeah, people run into problems with USB. It just happens. Oh, I know why. Marshall, see, this is why I like keeping you around. First of all, hey, let me know if you're available on like Tuesday around this same kind of time, because it'd be dope to have you on Tuesday. We could just talk shop and just do a guest feature. And the Ecamm guest feature is coming, folks. I know they've been testing the crap out of it, so I'm excited. I talked about this a little bit on Tuesday, but I'll talk about it again here. Chris helped me help someone out the other day because I think a lot of people are having issues with USB and power. Your problem with USB 9 times out of 10 with your camera is the power. Your camera needs to go directly to your computer. So what happens, people don't have the right cable, so they buy something like this. This takes your standard little Mac dude, USB-C, and puts it in here. First of all, on your Mac, it's not USB-C. On your Mac, it's Thunderbolt 3. Okay, so but this is a USB-C because it's cross-compatible, and you put this jammy in and you plug your camera here, you're gonna get issues because it's not delivering enough power to handle that information that's coming in from the HDMI. Okay, so you want to go and migrate up to something like this where the first plug goes to the big 87-watt power adapter that came with your computer. And then you have this into your Thunderbolt 3, and then your cameras could plug in direct. That HDMI is out. Don't get it confused. And so now it's issuing enough power to give you stability over your USB. You won't have dropouts. You won't have issues. Okay? So that's where this comes in handy. But please tell me that you are functioning now, GoPro. Let's try. It's beeping. We might have juice. Let me check over here. Bam. Is it work? Oh, you gotta cut. Bam. Nope. Come on, GoPro. Which channel do I have you in? There we go. All right, here we go. We can GoPro you now. Ba, ba, ba. Here's GoPro. Try not to get sick, but I have the power cable in. That is a Thunderbolt 3 dock. Don't get it confused with me dock. It's a Thunderbolt 3 dock. This is a OWC Thunderbolt 3 dock. This thing has 150 watts of power. So when people say you can't plug 3 cam links into the same computer, that's because you don't have enough power on your USB bus. But using a Thunderbolt 3 dock and putting it in, I could plug all 3 cam links into this because they probably need like 20 watts a piece, and that'll just work, right? Also, the intelligent controller inside of a dock like this is better. Please don't power down, GoPro. So, yeah. Oh, I don't know if you guys know this. Always keep an instruction journal next to your desk while you're working on your stream so you can write down notes. Anyway, so in a guy like this, it has so much power because of the 150 watts that's built in. You can plug basically anything to that and it will be able to hella try to function. So, yeah, that's the answer to that. Okay, let me move this out the way. So Marshall is absolutely correct in his synopsis about people having trouble with USB and USB dropping out and doing things like that. It has to do with the fact that you're probably got, the USB hub that they had on sale at Target or whatever. And no, it's not going to work. You have to have a powered hub. It's very important. Must. Okay. Michelle said, what did I hold up? I forgot. What did it look like? I did. Oh, this first one was an Anchor, non-powered Anchor USB-C to USB 3.1 Gen 2. This is a great portable adapter for going to Starbucks, but not for streaming. I use this on the plane. This one was my favorite. This got replaced by this. This is an OWC. I would talk about OWC a lot. One of my favorite brands, maxsales.com. This one is my travel dock, and I use this when I travel. Like when I come to Vegas, this is with me because it goes into the MacBook Pro, but I have 2 other USBs. I have my card slot for importing my photos and whatnot, and that takes the Thunderbolt 3 power, passes it through to the computer. This one's like $29, $39. This one's like $29, $39. So because this one had the HDMI out, which allows me when I'm editing in Final Cut in a hotel to use the hotel TV as an extra monitor, that's why I got that guy. I'm assuming that's what you were asking me, Miss Lady. Okay, let's see. Scrolling. Almost done. I'm not going to mess this up, but Dr. Aaron Puente asked the question about the GoPro and Ecamm. I just did it. You just watched me, actually. So, yes, you can use GoPro and Ecamm. Felicia in the Ecamm group, just search under GoPro. She did a fantastic live last Saturday or Sunday, just all about GoPro game. It was marvelous. It was absolutely marvelous. Okay. Gotta say what's up to my friend Ronnie. She's watching, long time. Ronnie, don't tell anybody about how intoxicated and troublemakers we used to be when we were kids. I'm joking. Marquis says, been using the ATR 2100 as his mic and has 2 Logitech 1080s and the Canon and the newer, it's not newer, it's newer, 3-point LED purchase a year ago. Yeah, those Nero lights are on point for the price. And ATR 2100, one of my favorite mics. I tell people to get the Samsung version because it's cheaper, but it's the same exact microphone. Really good setup. And yeah, like for what you're doing with the training and stuff like that, number one, I should watch. But number two, your 1080, like those Logitechs are on point. Absolutely on point. Yes. Let's see what we got here. We got Mr. Matthew. Hey, first time caller, long time viewer, first time caller. Matthew, thanks for showing up, brother. Good to see you. I appreciate all of you folks. Let's see. Oh, the yellow film. Yeah. Oh yeah, Three Kings. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Okay, you fixed my ADD issue. That's right. The Ice Cube movie, Three Kings. That was when I first learned about color grading. Was when I was watching the behind the scenes. You know, back when they had DVDs, millennial people, we used to get videos on these circles, and you could watch another thing, and the directors would be talking to you, and then so he was talking about using this like really hard to get Fuji film to get that dope like yellow. Oh, if you haven't seen that movie, watch it because it is a masterclass on color grading. Beautiful, beautiful movie. Yeah, yeah, Marshall, no problem. And again, it's okay. You're invested in glass. Um, Actually, I can solve that problem for you though. I have right behind me on the shelf. I have a speed adapter because I came from Canon to Sony, and I didn't own a Sony lens until about a year and a half ago. I was using all my old Canon glass. So that the biggest one in the cabinet back there is like a Tamron Canon like 300 millimeter that I used to use for shooting Astro and stuff. I use it on the 6400 now with the $59 adapter. Uh, let's see. That's Ronnie saying hi again. Ronnie says, I'm new to all of this, but I know you're an Apple fan. Do you ever do Droid stuff? I can. It gives me a small rash, but I can. Let me know. You know I got you, girl. We're your family. Yeah. Marshall, I absolutely feel you in LA on that. I get lots of questions about what is that new box that just came in. But let me tell you my strategy on this. Okay, I'm gonna get in trouble real quick. But when you start getting heat about all of the gear, what I do is I go in the closet and I pull out all the Marc Jacobs and the Louis and the Furla and the Burke, and I just line them up, act like I'm gonna clean them, and say, speak to me about my gear. If you need a place to stay, I got a couch. Yes, and LA, this is me all day. Hey, ask for forgiveness, never for permission. Yes. Michelle does it backwards. She hides the gear instead. I appreciate that. And then somebody says, now that the GoPro is used to have, can you see how you have your displays and cameras, stuff that you mentioned? Yeah, I will show you again real quick. Um, let's see. All right. So I hope this battery will survive. Let me readjust this cable situation so we have space. And we got a little bit of power juice, but hey, I'll show you real quick. Now the audio is going to get bad, so I'll yell and scream, but hopefully you can understand me because dynamic mics don't pick up well when you stay moving around like a crazy person. All right. So this right here is my master light. This is a 10,000 lumen studio light made for photography. And Michelle, I saw that comment, and yo, I've been doing that for years, so I appreciate that. Michelle said, ship it to a friend, and then, quote, borrow it, unquote. 100%. I've been doing that for years. Anyway, this is Light Emotions by Stella. It's my master light, and I have a 24-inch dome. And, you know, Godox makes and Neewer also make a fantastic, very similar light that'll cost you about, I want to say, 150 to 200 bucks. The aperture version is around 600 bucks. This guy is like 1,500 bucks. But this one is made for photography. You don't have to be that bright. But I'll add it to my kit.co, Samaya, so you can check this out. The beauty dish is what, we kind of used to call them. This is probably the best light. And I'll explain why I have it here and not here. A lot of people have their light right here. I don't like that for me because I have a humongous snoz. Big Poppy, Red Sox Nation. Anyway, I use 45-degree angle to my camera. Very, very, that's me, and I'll explain why. And then over here is my ring light. It's barely on, but I use the ring light to just fill in because I have the beard, and so it makes my face look weird. So I got to add a little bit of something so you can't tell how fat I really am. So that's what that's about. And then this is my 27-inch iMac that's about to go bye-bye because the new iMac is coming through in a second. I'm going to just inception y'all real quick. And then so that goes into the Evo 4. That's my audio interface that you guys listening to. This is my little music controller for when I'm editing sound, so I can edit, without having to keep touching stuff. Remind me to set the calendar to today's date. And then I'm not using the A10 right now as I should be, but that's the confidence monitor, the A64, which you folks normally see me on, the A7 back camera. And then I got this Dell for $10 from the Computer Nerd Swap Meet. Every person, especially those folks trying to struggle with a MacBook, get an extra monitor. You don't have to go nuts. This literally is just to hold my Ecamm panels. I don't need it to do anything else but hold my Ecamm panels. So check the Swap Meet, check the Craigslist, check the family member who has an old computer they don't use, steal it, connect it to your Mac, second monitor. Because another reason why people struggle with keynote and presentations, trying to do it out of a single monitor, is it's veritably next to impossible. And then the little baby back here, this is another Stella light. And again, this guy is pretty bright. Sorry, that guy is pretty bright, and you can pick up one of those for about $400 or $500. But again, that's because they're photography joints, so they're expensive. The video stuff is much cheaper. For some reason, when it says photography, they assume that we're rich, so they charge us extra for the same tech. I hope I didn't make anybody sick. There we go. So that is the studio. And, of course, the microphone is connected to the Rode PSA 1. So I hope, let me switch before I make my own self sick. Hello? Can you hear it? It says we muted, but there we go. All right, did that help? Wait, we didn't switch cameras yet. What the hell's going on here? There we go. Okay. I hope that helps. And I think Chris pulled up the right name, Samaya. Check these guys out. The Godox 60L. I think that's correct. What it is, if you look at the YouTubes will be telling you about the Aperture 120D, which is a fantastic light. And I wanted one for the longest time. They're about $700-800, but it's literally one of the dopest lights in the game. And then what happened is we were doing a Sony photographers convention here in Hawaii, and the Stella Light guys came down, and my partner in crime, he saw that and was like, it's $1,500, let's just get it. And I was like, let's, and then so he bought it. And then he stuck it in my studio, so I scored. But yeah, that is that Stella right there is amazing, but the Aperture is the one. The Godox SL60W, which I'll put on the kit.co page. That is basically the same as the aperture light, just a much, much, much cheaper version. And that will get you, sort of functioning. I think, to me, the the idea of this versus flats. So like Markeith was speaking on the flat. I had the flats. As a matter of fact, I do. My flats are still up there, but I put them on the ceiling because I don't use them as much anymore. They're called one by ones. See that guy right there, and that guy over there. Those are my one by ones. Um, that's that. You'll see the newer flat 12-inch by 12-inch one by one. You'll see the newer or other brands 12-inch GVD panels. They're fantastic, but I prefer the Bowers mount style, which is like, it's kind of a cylinder. It has a little thing where you can put the beauty dish, because most of those one by ones, they don't have a beauty dish for them per se. Now, there is a company, I want to call it Kramer or something weird like that, but there is a company that makes a softbox for the one by one lights. And I know that Livestream Pros just recently sold two of theirs. Oh, here it is. Hold on. Sorry, gang. Hopefully I'm not muted. If I'm muted, let me know. These guys sell this softbox. It's like $38, but it's never going to be as soft as something like the dish. The dish is what the entire industry uses. You watch any movie set, you watch any photography set, you watch E, and they go behind the scenes to show you Rihanna's photo shoot. Everybody's on beauty dish because it's the bomb. Now, I pointed out why I prefer 45-degree angle versus face angle. This is going to be super harsh, but let me see if I can demonstrate it. My phone just told me that my iRobot just finished sweeping the floor. Okay, so we go to that. And go to tungsten, intensity. Okay, I'm in the slightly warm mode. I'm going to go cold because Marshall, he likes warm, so I'm going to go cold just for the heck of it. So I'm going to put on camera direct. I'm going to turn off my my big guy. Okay, so let me see if I can crank this up a little bit. Okay, here's why I don't like on camera direct. Now your standard ring lights and stuff would be a little bit brighter than this, but see, it flattens your face. It takes out any texture. Okay, Marshall. It takes out any texture or whatever. It's just, I actually prefer tungsten, Marshall, by the way. My dad pushes tungsten all day. I learned tungsten from him. Speaking of my dad, my little brother just popped up to remind us to pay attention not to mix color light temperatures, because he's right. Because if I did that and had them both on, you look real weird. It's just weird. So anyway, the front camera light, to me, the shadows is different. Your face looks harsh. I put a big shadow on the bottom of my neck as a fat head. It just looks weird. Like, I don't like that. So by moving the light to this axis, you have a better look rounding out your face. And it gives you some depth and some shadow. So like this side is darker, that side's lighter. It adds character to your shot. So I don't like the Instagram model beauty dish right in front look. It just doesn't work. That noise that you guys are hearing is this messing with the camera. So yeah, that's is why I don't like flat panels. And because what people would do with two flat panels is put one in one and then put it directly on your face, kill all shadow and texture, and you don't get I got Rembrandt lighting. Right? If you look at a Rembrandt painting, the model is looking at you, the window is open, sun coming in on the window, creates a little butterfly under the nose or off to the side of the nose. This cheek is dark, eyeball. It's called Rembrandt lighting. So slightly basically 30 to 45 degrees off axis on either side, whichever you call your good side. And then I backfill with that light. But if you saw my ring light on the GoPro, it's barely on. I just backfill it enough not to make the beard look goofy. That's it. Yeah. I don't, of course, the photographer's in the building. Flat light versus dynamic light. I hate flat light. I don't know why. I don't know why all the Instagram models think that's the look. No, it ain't the look, fam. Flat lighting is horrible. And of course, Marshall on his tungsten thing. Yeah. Wash out half your face. That's true. Marshall, stop doing that. I would send my brother to your house to yell at you. Because no, you shouldn't do that. It's something, actually cameras don't like it, but people don't like it. They don't know why they don't like it. People will look at something like, oh, I don't really like that shot. They don't know why. They might not even say it. It's very subliminal. And I meant to speak about that on one of the streams, and we'll get deep into it. But there is something subliminal about when someone sees a stream and it looks quality, they think you know what you're talking about. You guys know me. I have no freaking clue what I'm talking about. But all you guys think so. Why? Because my lighting looks good. Teasing. All right. Man, if he wasn't shy, my brother can drop way more knowledge on this game than me. Look at his picture. Like, he totally hiding. My little brother's way smarter at this than me. Anyway, he says the reason why he likes daylight temperatures and he's shooting a situation where you're competing against actual daylight, you have to match it. Yeah. And then LA backed me up with a subconscious kick. And Marshall says never using. Yeah, so you're smart. Like, I shot warm tone all the time for the long time. And then I just switched to this because I thought blue would give it more of a cyberpunk tech, you know, because I'm speaking on tech. So I'm going with the blue and the purple. So that's why I went cool. But yeah, I'll change it up Tuesday and we'll see. I just got to get a 24-inch CTO gel in the middle of COVID so I can color that. It's color temperature offset for anybody that was like, what the heck is he talking about? Michelle, the answer to the question was that is the A10 Mini Pro because I'm supposed to be using that to switch cameras instead of Ecamm. Excuse me. But I'm so married into the finger motions of Ecamm in my sleep. I haven't completely worked on setting it up yet. All right. There you go. All right. I think that's about it. Marshall, you can get gels from Amazon. I just don't know if they can ship it to me that quick because I'm on an island. You can get yours in like 2 hours. I should put that on screen. The company that makes the bomb gels begins with an R. It is color temperature orange. What did I say? I think it's Rolls. Oh man, I forget the name of the color gel company. I'm really tripping. There's the higher end one. The company name begins with an R, but I guess now it's plastic. I mean, you can kind of buy anything. We used to be very like you got to get Westcott gels or you got to get these sort of brand names. But now the knockoff kings, especially for something like a piece of plastic you're gonna throw in your stuff, not that big a deal. I don't see what it is, but yeah, let me just show you what we're talking about, Marsh. Oh, Chris, I showed you the script. Oh, you mean my real script? My real script is done. Marshall sidetracked me because he came to class late. So he ruined it for everybody. And he didn't have enough gum for everybody in the class. So yeah, there's just a bunch of different stuff out there. Yeah, just grab some. I like the roll versions better. Somewhere on there you saw they had a roll version. Man, see Marshall, that new Logitech mouse. There you go. My little brother comes through in a clink. Roscoe. That's the company. How could I forget Roscoe? I just saw it on here. Now I don't see. Oh, here you go. I like these roll versions better because you can adjust them. You could do more creative things. Sometimes if you don't want to flat gel it or you want to have a texture, you could actually cut a piece and wrinkle it up, and it it adds a little texture to the shot. So, and these guys actually come with the C14s, aka wooden clothespins. So yeah, that's the way to do it. Alicio! Sorry, I had to do my De La Soul Maceo Alicio scream. I probably broke someone's ears just now listening in their headphones, but I gotta definitely send a shout out to Alicio Way. I like my man's on the come up. He's doing good. Anyway, I'm done. You guys are killing me. I went like 2 hours. It was supposed to be 1 hour, but y'all came in. We started goofing off. We started talking stuff. Marshall showed up to class late, and then bam, sidetrack, game over. We just chilling in here talking mad craziness. So I gotta do the homework now. Make sure why are you off access? Sorry, GoPro. See, Michelle, when you told me to touch the A10 Mini, there you go. If you haven't also done so already, folks, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the like button, share with your friends, hit the notifications so you know when we go live. But I will tell you, we go live every Tuesday, every Saturday, 8 a.m. Hawaiian time. That's 11 a.m. Pacific. Right now it's Pacific Daylight Time. And then that's 2 p.m. New York. That's New York Daylight Time. And then 7 p.m. British Standard Time, a.k.a. Manchester United Time. Don't forget it. And if you want to help a brother out, support the stream, all you got to do is when you go to buy stuff from Amazon, save this in your bookmark for Amazon. So every time you buy anything, whether it's camera gear that we talk about, streaming gear we talk about, if you enter the Amazon store from this link and buy a pair of drawers, you'll help the brother stream out. So change your Amazon link to that and just help a brother out. I appreciate you. One of you guys send me yours, I'll switch to yours because anything you buy from the link, that's how it works. Yes, glory, glory, Man United. Holla back. Woo, it's my squad, even though we lost. Don't hate. The other thing, a quick reminder, I do use Ecamm. If you're wondering why these doubled up, that's my fault. I do use Ecamm. That's my link. If you want to try Ecamm, you can go in there and try it out. If you go pro, they will give me a little kickback, and that also helps support the show. So I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody that jumped on. Marshall, Samaya, LA, who comes to all of my shows. My brother, Chris Wood, my brother from across the pond, as they call it. But I had to cross the pond and then this big piece of land in the middle, trip over some folks in Chicago, and then come out LA and then cross another pond and land in Oahu. So that's what I'm going to have to call Chris now. It's going to be a longer title. Thank you, Chris, for being here. Always supporting the game. You know, guys, this is like my fourth setup and absolutely love it. So I appreciate everything that you guys do. I appreciate you guys coming through. Yeah, last one, because I almost forgot that I have to remind myself to remember to tell people. I did recently set up the Patreon. So if you like what we're doing, check out patreon.com/DocRock. And I don't know why that link's not working. It's brand new. I just started it, but I definitely need to send people that way so that I can pump this up so I can get this better. I can be less crazy and smooth it out. Also, quick reminder for the Marshalls of the world. There you go. If you're going to try Video Script Maker, make sure you use my link so that you can get your show popping. And I think I covered them. Oh, yeah. Last one. I got to add one more. Hold on, because I don't have the thing loaded because I'm dumb. Let me just double click this. I'll just do it by hand. I just started the email list, and this is where I'm going to share my behind the scenes secrets with folks, sort of build my community. And that is, follow that link. It's also in the description down there. Boom. So go ahead and hit that. That is going to get you on the email list. I'm going to send the first issue out September 1st. And so that's going to be dope. Depending on what time UPS shows up on Thursday with my new iMac, I'm going to open it up for y'all right here because I'm stealing that idea from Markeith because that's my boy. And I'm going to open it up. I'm going to install the memory. We're going to fire that guy up, and we're going to try to hurt the brand new iMac to see how it go. Okay. Now, Samaya, I don't know if I have your live shows on point yet, but send me the link because I want to check it out so I can help you get to what you're doing. Mad Namaste. And I think I covered it. I see we got the email. Here, check the script. Thank you, Chris. Make sure I did it. So we covered the email. We covered the email list. Let's get live. We covered the Amazon store. We covered the Patreon. We covered the like, subscribe, follow the page on Facebook if you haven't. All of the socials in there. And Tuesday we'll be back. We go do this again. Tuesday we will cover some tools and we'll do something. And Marshall, please, brother, come on the show if you can. Tuesday, Saturday. You tell me what day works for you. I'll have you on. You're gonna be the first guest. Okay. So there. That's it. I appreciate every single last one of you folks. Please take this off the screen, Mr. Doc. And we'll see y'all again soon. Peace out. And man, would you stop? Okay, I'm confusing myself. I see you guys. Peace out. A-Town Stump. What do you mean? It didn't quit. It was supposed to quit. Hi, Celia. I had the scene set up to quit. What the heck? Okay, let's check this. Since you guys are here, it's supposed to be when it plays this scene in. Oh, I know why. I didn't press outro. I pressed intro. Anyway, Cecilia, thank you for coming. Sorry you came late. Yeah, watch the replay and send me any questions that you have. That's super funny. I'm gonna press outro instead of intro this time. I'm gonna quit for real.